Hello YouTube and fellow modelers and other styrene junkies or addicts or aficionados, whatever we call ourselves. I'm back at you here with just a little short brief update. I've been working away doing my sanding and filing, of course everybody knows, yeah, right, blah blah blah. But I've been at a standstill sort of because of the weather. The humidity is too high for me to paint the stuff I'm getting cleaned up and fitted. And as long as I'm waiting to do that, I figured I'd move along with some more parts and do some more fitting and mocking up and what have you. I don't know if you can see there in the video, but I've got my cab and my sleeper. I just got them setting together on the frame. I got a can of spray paint holding it up. But the way this goes together, the last part to go on is the hood. Well, I want to make sure that hood fits before I get to that. So I'm going to have to do some assembly, disassembly, reassembly, paint, clean up, and reassembly and disassembly and whatnot and so forth. You all know the routine. It's a tedious thing, but it pays off in the end. So that's where I'm at. You can see I got the chrome stripped off the grill there. Got it all cleaned up, and I sanded out those two spots that were in it. That's going to get an alclad bright aluminum, or maybe a chrome, I'm not sure which. Whichever I think looks closest, because this here I think was stainless steel on my truck. It wasn't aluminum. I also got my stacks. Got them all round and got the seam line gone, and all the way down the can gone. These are ready for some primer. I could probably blow some primer without getting in too much trouble. I also have the bumper here. I think I showed that in either my last video or the video prior to that. But this joker had a great big old spot in the bumper. And I think the spot was from mold release agent. When they prepped the mold to make an injection or a pour, they have too much on there, and it was all along this bottom edge of the bumper, and you can see I have it all sanded off nice, and there was a big goober of it right there. That's what was on the grill up above the grill inlet, and I think it was just mold release agent. But anyway, I de-chromed them. I'm going to re-chrome them, or silver or stainless, or whichever looks best at the time. I finally got my fuel tanks in shape where I'm happy with them. No more wahoos in there. Those are going to get some alclad or some stainless or aluminum. Mine were aluminum, so they're probably going to get aluminum. But I've got both of those ready to go for some primer and then some paint. Like I said, I have the cab and the sleeper here. The cab has a pretty average mold line. Runs along here from this mount across the top of the door, then right across from the door to the front of the A-pillar. Then it comes down the corner of the A-pillar and curves out here just below the cowl. It does that on both sides, and then it goes all the way around the back, you know, typical parting seam, and then all around the edge like we all know. Something else on this model, it shows to have spotlights mounted on each side. Well, I don't much care for spotlights on a big rig, maybe on a delivery tractor, but not an over-the-road tractor. So here they have a little line where they laid out where you put it on. I'm going to sand that off. But on the other side, they actually have a dimple where you're supposed to put it. So I'm going to putty that dimple full and get rid of that. That's just a little modification I'm going to do because, like I say, I don't think it needs spotlights. I got to cut this off here yet. Other than that, it's pretty well ready to go. There's some ejector pin marks up in the ceiling and part numbers. Now, I noticed somebody else in this build-off is building one of these. They're building the Revell version, where I'm building the monogram version. And the difference is, his stuff is red, a little higher quality parts. I noticed that red kit doesn't have the big webs in the tires like I had. It's actually a pretty nice looking kit. But you can see I got some flash and stuff that I got to remove off that. Something I did while I was aggravated with sanding and painting for a little while. Not aggravated, just a little bored. I went and I put the sleeper together. It's going to need some putty up here in the corners and some sanding, and down the seam it needs a little putty. Here on the side that's to the front, it needs some putty across there and down each seam. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I got busy today and started sanding some more. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but I had 4 ejector pin marks across the front, 2 in the back, and right here in the middle it said Kenworth. Well, that, as it sits on there, you can see that right through the frame. So I said, oh, heck no, that's got to go. So I built that, and I got some puttying done. But I've got a break coming in the weather here in, I think it's 3 or 4 days. We got a cold front coming through, and it's supposed to drop humidity levels. Like today, we're at a 86% humidity, and I'm just not comfortable painting in the high humidity. It does some weird stuff to paint. So I've just been holding off. But I got a lot of parts ready. I got the quarter fenders ready. You can see I got mud flaps, the fifth wheel. I got a bunch of stuff to chrome, exhaust and intake tubes, all got to be done. I've got a lot to paint. I got some side step boxes. I can put color on those. Those are going to get body color like the air filters. And I'm going to get started on doing these mold lines and stuff like here so I can mock this up and get it to fit before I get it into paint, because when I get a window here where I got low humidity where I can paint, I'm going to blow the paint to her. I mean, I might do 8 or 10 different colors all in one day. I've done a little bit more detail work on the engine, make it look nice. Got the Fram filters and the rusty exhaust on it, and the fan belts are starting to take shape. Other than that, I'm pretty much, like I say, waiting on the weather. I hope everybody else's builds are going well. I'm out of here for now, and I'll be back as soon as I have some more progress. Hopefully I get to actually start building something here after I get it painted. That's the part I like about this best. I say I don't like the sanding, but actually it doesn't bother me all that much. It's, you know, you got to do it. You got to do it. It's like all the honeydews when I was married. You got to do them, right? I didn't really mind them too much. Okay, guys, like I say, everybody have a good time out there. Have fun. Keep up the good work. And I'll see you real soon.